All accidents should be reported to the teacher immediately, no matter how minor. Only materials and equipment authorized by the teacher should be used. Written and verbal instructions should be followed carefully. Chemical goggles should be used when working in the laboratory and using chemicals. No food or beverage is permitted in any CTE laboratory. Never taste, smell, or touch chemicals unless specifically instructed to do so. Hands should be washed thoroughly with soap at the conclusion of each laboratory period. And in these days of COVID, you need to do so for 30 seconds. Students should know the locations of the emergency, first aid, and firefighting equipment and understand emergency procedures. Students will also know where the emergency shutoffs are. Work areas should be kept clean and tidy. Students should always clean and wipe dry all desks, tables, or laboratory work areas at the conclusion of each laboratory activity. Never handle broken glass. Alert your teacher if any breaks. Broken glass should be placed in the labeled chart box. All solid waste should be placed in separate waste containers, jars, or other designated receptacles. Do not discard any solids in the laboratory sinks. Closed-toed shoes must be worn. Long hair must be tied back during laboratory activity. Long sleeves should be rolled up above the wrist. Ties, coats, and sweaters should be removed. Do not bring any substance in contact with a flame unless specifically instructed to do so. Only laboratory manuals and laboratory notebooks are permitted in the working area. Other books, purses, book bags, and such items should be placed in your desk, locker, or storage area. Never pour chemicals down the drain. All waste should be placed in separate containers, jars, or other designated receptacles. Students should conduct themselves with responsible manner at all times in the laboratory situation. Students are not permitted in laboratory storage or supply rooms to teacher workrooms unless directly instructed to do so. Horseplay, running, pushing, shoving, and practical jokes will not be tolerated. Students should never touch or handle laboratory animals without permission from the teacher. And above all else, be safe first.